Hello, LifeSite friends. Jim Hale with you. And we have today a very important woman for you to meet. In fact, this may be one of the most important developments that we have seen in the last year and a half throughout the COVID ordeal and the vaccine battles, all the misinformation that we've heard from Big Pharma, from the government, from the media. Well, a young lady in Kansas has stepped forward. She was a Pfizer employee for 10 years, and recently she went to Project Veritas, exposing some of the emails that came right from Pfizer executives and Pfizer employees who were talking about how to talk to the public about the Pfizer vaccine, which is derived from aborted fetal stem cells. And we have her with us right now. Her name is Melissa Strickler. Melissa, thank you so much for joining us today here on LifeSite. You are a very courageous young woman. And I just wanted to ask you about that, Melissa. What was it that compelled you to want to come forward?
Well, honestly, I stumbled across the information by accident, but I would rather say a miracle because I'm not computer smart. And when I found the information, I thought, the Lord wanted me to show it to my family to convince them not to get it and things like that. Then I found out by presenting them with this, they had been lying to me and already got it. Well, maybe not lying, but not telling me. And so then I was like, well, why did I find this information? Then what am I supposed to do? And I told a couple of friends who had previously worked at Pfizer what I'd found, and they referred me to Project Veritas. And I prayed about it quite a bit to decide what to do. And it's like God just kept giving me the right verses, kind of pointing me down the path of what to do. And Project Veritas reached out to me almost instantly after getting a hold of them, which I took as a sign to go with them. And they also had a whistleblower shortly before me named Jody, who she whistleblew against her hospital. And she said she fears God and not man, what they can do to us. And so I was like, well, if I feel that way, why aren't I doing anything about it? And it's important information for the world to know, especially because so many people were getting denied their religious exemptions under false things.
Right, and that's what this is all about, Melissa, because what Pfizer's messaging has been is being very evasive about the truth about this vaccine being derived from aborted babies is what's going on here, right?
Well, they're just simply being deceitful. I mean, they could end the conspiracy theories. They could correct the fact checkers on social media, and they remain silent because they know if they do say, yeah, we did use fetal cell lines in the development of this, they know that they're not able to deny the religious exemptions. And so I think that's what it's about. It's wrong to, in my opinion, to benefit from an abortion. Just my opinion. I don't think God would want us, doing those things, but it's even more than that. It goes so deeper than that as to public deceit, and they're trying to get it to children. It's just ridiculous.
Well, let's talk about some of these emails that you exposed, starting with Vanessa Gelman, who is the Pfizer Senior Director of Worldwide Research. And this is what she had to say. From the perspective of corporate affairs, we want to avoid having the information on fetal cells floating out there. The risk of communicating this right now outweighs any potential benefit we could see, particularly with general members of the public who may take this information and use it in ways we may not want out there. Wow. What was your reaction when you saw this?
Well, these were the first things I had stumbled upon in the database, and it made me sick to my stomach because I'm like, if they're going to lie about something like this, what else? Because I had been in contact with the company, asking questions because I'd hear a conspiracy theory and I'd email them and they'd shut it down. I never asked about the fetal cell lines just because, I don't know, it never stumbled across my lap to ask that, I guess. But I did ask about other things, and I knew they were being deceitful in their answers, and that just kind of led me down the rabbit hole of why.
Yes, and then Gelman went on to say in another email, we've been trying as much as possible to not mention the fetal cell lines. And let's talk about this gentleman, Philip Dormitzer, Pfizer Chief Scientific Officer. Now, these aren't a bunch of underlings we're talking about. These are important people at Pfizer here. And he talks about, tell us first of all, he mentions HEK 293T. What does that mean, Melissa?
So it's actually like one of the things that if the public knew, they definitely would care. They're human embryonic kidney cells. So in the 70s, there was an aborted fetus from an unknown origin, and they noticed that its cells never stopped replicating, unlike normal cells, which, die. And so they just saw, their claim is they saw a cost benefit, that why keep having to get these fetuses and all of these things when we can use these immortal cell lines that never die. And what they use them for is to see how the vaccine or what they're working on will affect our cells. Some things do include those cells. I'm not 100% sure if they're in this final vaccine or not, but how can we trust them if they say they aren't? So they're basically cancerous cells from an aborted fetus that they use to test.
That's fascinating. It's so helpful.